Greetings and welcome back to Monster Legends. Alright, it's been a week since we talked about day-to-day events in Monster Legends because, of course, the last episode was our PvP special. And the only thing we talked about during that was PvP fights. And I hope that that was something enjoyable for those who watched it. But it's time to get back to the regular grind. Alright, so we have some new things and we have something that's going away and then we have things that are coming up. So let's just hit some of the new things and why don't we just go for the big one. Alright, this is Vandecken's Tale, right? I think that's how you say it, Vandecken. And of course this guy is, as you can see, he's a Mythic. He's another one. He's a fire control individual. He uses possession. He's got damage reduction skills. And you have to collect 5 of each one of these little individuals. It's going to be very difficult. As soon as you can see, oh yeah, that's right, I actually have them all already. Right, so we have to collect all of these, hopefully before the next 8.5 days happens. Right, I basically just watched videos and then there's a tokens dungeon and that just took care of it. There's going to be a breeding event next week for Vandecken stuff. I think the way that usually works when they do this kind of event is you do the breeding in hopes of getting the tokens that I already have. Well, hopefully there'll be some good fire monsters in there. That's what I'm going to be thinking in terms of. So that'll decide how much I'm going to do with it. But as you can see, generally speaking, when they do these events, the tokens are not hard to get. They're really not. If you just watch the videos, you go through the tokens dungeons, do whatever events they have, if you don't want to go crazy with videos, you're going to get them. If you don't end up having all 25 by the end of the event, by the time you actually need them, then you haven't tried. That's what it comes down to. Now, in terms of Vandecken, why don't we just talk about him? As I previously mentioned, he's fire and he's a control individual. Now, looking at his stats, he's got nearly 58,000 life to begin with at level 100. His power isn't too great, but then again, that's not what he does, right? So it's like 5280 over there. His speed is on the high end for the Mythics over here, as far as I've seen. And that, of course, is a 4840. So if you put a lot of speed into him, which is what you're going to do, yeah, there won't be a legendary that can possibly match him. I guess that's kind of what they're going for here. All right, evolving trait, as they all seem to have. He gets blind immunity at rank 0. At rank 1, he gets sunburn immunity. That's oddly specific. I mean, he himself looks like he's on fire. So, I mean, why would sunburn be a thing for him? I don't know. Maybe because he's a pirate? Because he is a pirate, by the way. All right, whatever. The last one actually looks like it might be useful for him, and it might end up changing the skills that I would choose along the way. And that is, he gets a self-cast for cooldown activation protection for himself. So you won't, at least for the first couple of rounds, you won't be able to activate his cooldowns, unless, of course, you remove positive status effects or something like that. All right, so in terms of his skills, I mean, there's 6 skills. You're only going to get 4 of them. So which ones you're not taking? It's kind of like that. All right, let's look at the ones we're going to take here. Tier 3, Kidnap Saint. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies, applies possession to all enemies, applies nightmares to all enemies. Obviously, you're going to take that one. I mean, that's bread and butter. That's the reason you want him to be fast, so he can get that out and get that out really quickly, right? All right, the next one I would look at would be the second one in Tier 2, which is Ship Ahoy. Applies possession to one enemy, applies double damage to one enemy. All right, that's something like, I think Glitch has something like that too. I think they changed Glitch to triple damage, where you try to possess the enemy and then you give him double damage. The problem with that is if he resists to possession, you just gave him double damage. So it's tricky, right? You wouldn't want to use that on somebody who's like hardened or tough or bulwark, because it probably wouldn't end very well for you. All right, and at that point, you got 2 damaging ones in Tier 1. I think that if I didn't have him up at rank 3, I'd probably take the first one, which is deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies major damage reduction to one enemy. Now, if you look at the numbers, the next one says heavy, right? But it's only 5 points of damage more, and the cooldown goes from 1 to 3. So if you look down the line, he does seem to have some cooldown issues here. So having a 1-round cooldown that does 40 damage and puts major damage reduction on somebody, I kind of like that idea. Now, if I got him to rank 3, which I probably never do, by the way, and got the cooldown protection, I'd probably use the other one then, because it wouldn't matter. You might as well just go for the extra damage. And then, of course, the torture effects as well. But I think, at least to begin with, you'd probably go... You got to take one of them, though, because, you know, you got to have a single target hit, right? Got to have that. All right, in terms of what else I would take then, I would go back down to tier 3 and take... And I don't know why they call it this. Does this have to do with St. Patrick's Day coming up? Irish Protection applies major damage reduction to all enemies. I'd really like to know why that's Irish Protection. You know, being born of 2 native Irish people, I'm a little bit offended by that one. Please, somebody explain that one to me. I mean, he's a pirate, you know? I don't know, protecting him from Irish. All right, from this point on, you kind of have to decide what you want to do, but... all right, let's look at this again. Kidnap Saint, you're going with that, right? You're going with one of the damages, that's 2. Then you're also going with a single target possession. So you have a choice at this point. Either you want to take the one in tier 3, which is major damage reduction to everybody on the other side, or a single target total damage reduction to one individual. That's a personal preference right there. I just think that total damage reduction is really, really useful. You know, just shutting down one individual's damage altogether. I mean, I'd rather do that than do it to all of them, because the chances are you probably have some kind of denial over there, maybe support, maybe like a Megaton tank. Well, if you have a Megaton tank up, he's going to get it anyway, right? But I mean, even if it's just somebody who's taunting out of their, you know, there's some kind of a tanky guy or something like that. You really want to shut down the damage dealer more than anybody else, and being able to put him to 0 in terms of damage, I think I would probably go with the tier 2 one myself. But anyway, he's someone you probably gotta have, right? Because if you're going to do these guys, then you need to have your denial, right? And of course, he happens to be fire, so having somebody who's going to be grease lightning, who's fire, is probably going to be useful. So that's Vandecken. What's probably going to happen, what usually happens is, of course, at the end, they'll have like a 3-day challenge where you're going after, it's like 4 days actually, where you're going to be doing a progressive and you're going to be trying to get his cells. It's going to have probably like a little picture of him, and then there's probably going to be the scroll in there, you know, but basically you're going to be going after, I believe, the 20 cells, the 30 cells, and then the big 50 cell. It's probably going to be very expensive too. So I am going to make a shot at him, and I'm going to be saving all of my gems. I would strongly suggest, if you're going to go after him, yeah, because he's probably going to be expensive. That's the way I see that. Speaking of expensive, I'm going to do a little skip here for a moment, because what we're going to do is we are going to take a trip over to, I really wish they would put events near each other and save like the selling, you know, for the bottom, you know. Let's go into the Fountain of Plenty maze. When we talked about this last week, it had just begun. And of course, we had the limited path. And the limited path was actually kind of expensive. Yeah, I knew it was going to be, but I didn't realize it was going to be as expensive as it was. I think it was $48.40 or something like that. I did get it, but I got lucky. The time change had me getting up a little earlier than usual, so I caught the last 10 minutes of the 10% when it started, so I got a discount for that. They actually did have a 10% discount the next day too, which I just looked into, is that I just happened to be on at that time. Even then, it was a little bit close. So I'm guessing that a lot of people probably didn't get him on the limited path, and you can see that I had moved him here because we had our 30% discount yesterday? It was yesterday. We had our 30% discount yesterday. I think I only got about 23 extra cells for him. I think I might be able to get that one that's in the shadow there, that's past the silver chest. So, I mean, it's pretty inexpensive. It's $95, so I should be able to do that. But, you know, the other thing with these guys is, of course, that you can get the amber, right? I mean, once you have somebody and you have him leveled up, you can grind it through in order to get it. So this event, of course, is going to be vanishing in 13 hours and 34 minutes at the time of recording. What is coming up? Well, it does seem, according to the little schedule that they put out, that they're finally going to get around to the Time Guardian and the Time Traveler. However, it seems that tomorrow there's going to be a Time Guardian challenge. And that's probably Chronoxian Guard, which means that's a 1 day. That's a 1 day one. They are calling the Time Travelers one an island. So that's probably going to be a 3 or 4 day, probably a 3 or 4 day, something like that. And of course, that's going to be for Kronks. So the Chronoxian Guard gets the short end of the stick this time. But that's going to be coming up. And like I said, they're doing some kind of a breeding for the Vandecken. And I figure that's just going to be breeding fire creatures with a chance of getting the tokens. But like I said, the tokens, let's just see for a second here, the tokens. Yeah, I mean, I got the pirate hat. I actually got 2 pirate hats. So, I mean, look, I'm all done. I watched videos. There's still a lot of videos left to watch. And of course, if you go into here and you go into the dungeons and then you pick resource dungeon, right there, right on top. That's going to be there for another day and a half, right? And basically, I just stopped because I got everything I wanted, you know? And the combo actually was pretty nice. So I got to, actually, I think you get to use whatever you want. I think that's what the combo was. You get to use whatever you want. I think it's just legendaries, but you got to use whatever you want. So, I mean, the thing is, they're not really hard to get. The hard part is going to be going through the progressive because it is probably going to be expensive. You know, as expensive as the limited path was in the maze tells me that this one is going to be expensive. So I'm going to be trying to save all my gems. By the way, there is a Ruin slot discount going right now. They also have, I'm just going to mention this in passing, just to make it really difficult to save your gems. You know what I mean? Yeah, they have this sale going on right now. I'm guessing this would have been the weekend for Battlegrounds, unless they had, not ended them, because they usually do these like on Battlegrounds, with the discount. They also have the Rune Experience, the ones where you can actually create them like instantly if they're 2 to 4 or something. No, 2 to 3. 2 to 3. If you try to make a level 2, it's going to be like almost instantly. A level 3, almost instantly. And all the other ones are like half time. So that's the thing. And of course, these guys, this is actually good deals here. There's possibly a good creature. Oh, I could actually get Hull Head going there. The problem is that you're looking at these guys now and realizing that they're being basically shoved under the rug. That's what's going on right now. So it's a matter of they are just going to replace the current tier with the Mythics. We're just getting Mythics coming from every single angle, and that does seem to be what they want to do. So how much do you want to invest in these guys when you're probably going to be getting to a point in a couple of months where just maybe nobody's going to be using them? Just saying. That's unfortunately seems to be the path that we're heading into right now. Anyway, I think that I covered everything. Oh, there was one other thing. I have to go back down for it. I really wish that they would put events at the top. There we go. We have an Unchained breeding event. And I'm not really sure why you couldn't actually fill this in. This seems really lazy to me, doesn't it? I mean, this is something they put up when they're like, okay, this is coming soon. Yeah, but we already know. It says it right here. So if you have Voltec or Galante, Andraza or Urticus, you might be able to get Kane, right? So you could possibly get Kane, and there's also the tokens. The tokens are used so that you can buy chests with more cells. Well, my Kane is 110, and I'm pretty much happy with that for now. I have no intention of making a march on him for the 290 that I would need to rank him up, especially with what I just said in terms of the Mythics, right? And speaking of which, my fellow is right over here. So he's probably going to heal. He's probably going to be ready tomorrow. I'll probably put a video up for him, even though I don't think it's going to be very exciting. But I got to tell you, so I got 3 on the horizon. I count myself as getting Vandecken. And of course, on the path, I'm more than halfway through right now to getting Armor Claw. So that'll be 3. I am probably going to keep them at 60, and I'm going to do a testing video with them to see how they do through the pretty much the same steps as I use for the other legendaries. Because even though I would like to level them up and start going through the Amber Dungeon, I'm really just more interested in seeing how they would do going through the same steps as the ones that I normally do. And it's kind of worth it to me to see that. So I am going to be keeping them at 60 until then. As soon as the last one is available, and that's probably going to be Armor Claw, I am going to be doing it immediately. Like, I'm going to be feeding them up one day, and the next day I'm going to be doing the testing video. But I just think that's the way it's going to be. We're going to be drowning in Mythics, and yeah, my sympathies to anybody who spent a lot of money on Forsaken, because they've already been shoved under the table. All right, unfortunately, we do not have war. Yeah, the 8-hour, cooldown time, which I love so much, basically has it so we're not doing this for another 6.5 hours, which would be way too late. So, apologies to that. We got destroyed in the last war. Wouldn't surprise me if it happens again, because we're currently in Legendary. Actually, that's not really a good representation. They have a couple like here. That's like really ugly. They turn really ugly. Like, there you go. We got some really bad stuff here. I was looking. Oh, there we go. This is where we start going. Ouch! Ouch! Okay, that's pretty ouchy. That's pretty strong and stuff like that. Not as ouchy as the other ones. Oh, that one is ouch. So yeah, I don't know. We're probably going to get messed up again. Ironically, we got beaten by a team that we were 2 ranks ahead of just because we had won like 4 or 5 in a row because we weren't in Legendary League. So we were beating teams mostly that were really easy. But as a result, we were high rank and this team just demolished us. I think we may have gotten 19 points. I think so. I mean, they just destroyed us. We just shouldn't have been competing against them. It was like that. I mean, if you look at the 30th level one, it kind of looked like those other ones we just saw there a moment ago. Anyway, as a result, there isn't going to be any war today. Fortunately, we do have PvP. So let's get into that right now. All right, we certainly got a lot of PvP earlier in the week, and then the trophy count's all right. I think it'll do. I did have a little difficulty locating teams. I actually went back to, I went to 850, but I also went to 849, so to gather some teams here. And, yeah, because a lot of people were asking for individuals I hadn't ranked up. I thought I specifically mentioned that I hadn't actually leveled up the Forsaken. They're still like more or less 60 to a degree. It's just that I didn't know what I was going to do with them. Was I going to do Forsaken videos or anything? I don't know. Most of them have rune slot issues anyway, and I'm not going to blow gems on that right now. If they did like one of those mini mazes for Thundir, then I would spend the stuff on him. Because him getting to rank 1 is actually pretty good, and I would probably use him a lot then. It's just at the moment at 100, not really very useful, especially since he has 2 rock rune slots. Alright, so let's get in there and let's go. Alright, I have my team back in there. Alright, so let's begin. Our first team was suggested by Game Boy Garchop. And Game Boy Garchop actually gave me 3 teams. By the way, these aren't necessarily going to be in power order, so I don't know if we're going to have some problems later. Because this team's still pretty good. Alright, so let's start over here. And we got the day coming up soon, but we're not going to have a parade, unfortunately. But this is going to be Flynn. And next, we're going over to somebody I was just talking about a moment ago, and this is going to be Kane. And yes, I did upgrade one of his runes. People were pointing out that I had a 4 on him, and considering he's 110, justly so. So I gave him a 6. Or did I give him a 7? I think I might have given him the 7. I don't remember what he had previously. All right, and finally, on Denial today, we have... And she's down here now, isn't she? Wow. I'm just leveling these individuals up who I don't even plan on using very much. You notice the runes on them? She got pushed all the way down here. Anyway, we have Tara. You know what I didn't mention? I actually took a shot at Thalassa. And I got pretty far. I kept my footage. but I got destroyed at the end. The skill mirrors that everybody gets was just destroying my side. And I couldn't get... I tried a lot of different times to try to get through it, and I couldn't. I was thinking what I had to do would be to rank up Kihaku and just remove positive status effects. I am told that you can't remove those skill mirrors. So I have no idea how I'm going to get through it unless I armor everybody. I don't know. If anybody's got any clues on that one, let me know. All right, so let's go. So hopefully next time I can get her if I can come up with a strategy. All right, so let's see. What are we going to do here? We're going to be taking stamina away. We can do up the middle. They're kind of tough. Yeah, I'm over here on the left. They're all kind of like low level. And we got a 75 over here. I mean, this is pretty good combo. I mean, let's face it. We're going to be going first, so their denial isn't really very important. So let's go. Let's go. All right, and boom. All right, so let's see. Night of Fun? Oh, you just went ahead and resisted all of that, didn't you? Oh, did you take his stamina away? Okay, oh, wow, that's ugly. Let's see. All right, let's... Oh, wow. Oh, they're bleeding already. Oh, what a good combo. Didn't even think of that. Boom. Okay, and... you... Okay, and you. Yeah, he needs extra strength, because he can just destroy stuff, right? Especially if he has somebody to have them bleeding already, right? Alright, and spin! Whatever you want to give me, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I'm mellowed today. Alright, so let's go with our next team, because that was victorious. Our second team today was suggested by Azan Tohan. And Azan wanted to see... by the way, this is going to be a first appearance here. First appearance. And I put some runes on him. They're not my best, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. We're starting with... Oh, and I did name him, too. So, let me know what you think of the name of... Where is he now? He's hiding. There he is. Ziggy. He looks like a Ziggy, doesn't he? Because I was thinking maybe Siegfried or something like that, because he's got that... Ziggy, but I was thinking, nah, yeah, that's too complex. I'll just call him Ziggy. All right, so let's see. Who else have we got here? Over in nature. And by the way, yes, I am going to be looking for a very specific type of enemy here. You'll notice in a minute what I'm talking about. Where is... Nope, close, but there he is. Seymour. And by the way, both of these first individuals have anticipation. So I'm going to try to find an extra turner. Oh, there is somebody else. Yes, I didn't remember it for a moment here. I can't imagine why it was that I forgot about this individual. Where is, Bite. Okay, so let's see what we got. I see an extra turn. Oh, he's got anticipation. I don't know about that one. Whenever I see, Hook Kawaii, I just get nervous. What are we doing? Oh, he's going to be stunning, I believe. Ziggy stuns. Oh, that means it won't work on him. You know what? Why don't we just refresh? I don't want to turn him loose. Okay, we could do this one over here on the... Oh, I wanted extra turns, didn't I? One more try. Oh, I see an extra turner. I see an extra turner. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Why don't we just do this one? It's probably going to be murder, but I just want to have fun with it anyway. I can't stun the big guy, though, and he may get the freeze off. That could be a bit of a problem. All right, let's go. All right, let's see. Not that one. I actually have it here. Right, moderate special damage to all, stun and bleed. All right, you just do something, I suppose. Let me see. I don't want to freeze anybody now because that won't do anything, right? Apply random negative effect. Okay, could you hit him with something good? That's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted. Possession would have been good. All right, let's think about this. Death petals. Shock. Oh, I'd be shutting down the extra turning. That's not fun. Bleeding and nightmares. Well, a couple of them aren't bleeding already. But you know, it is heavy damage, so yeah, what the heck. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe I should have gone for the kill, huh? Oh, will you not do that? Oh! Guess who got his extra turn? Alright, let's think. A little bit of curse for everybody would be nice. He's going again. Oh, thank you. I get another turn. Isn't that wonderful? Possession and... Okay, what actually... Do we want to give you possession? Yeah, why don't we do that? Enjoy your next turn. Okay. He charged. Well, to be fair, he probably didn't have enough to do anything, right? All right. Oh, you get to go. I wonder if it's because he went enough times that you don't have the freeze on you anymore. Let's see. Now we'll do this one. Shock. And you're dead. Okay, let's see. Mighty Servant. Do we want to do the stun and bleeding again? Sure, why not? Okay, just you, right? Actually... You know what? I'm just going to do that anyway, just for fun. Alright, is there anything I can do to really mess with you? Possession? Yeah, I don't want... You know what? I'm going to do this. Just because if you decide to do your big one, I don't want you stepping on us. But I think you're kind of dead anyway. Okay, so Zighar was actually getting the extra turns because the other guy was frozen for 2 turns. So, yeah. He's kind of useful. He's kind of useful. Having that anticipation in there is kind of a nice thing. It's just it's stun, though. Not as good as other things these days, right? Especially if it isn't a double stun, you know? The double stuns are definitely useful. All right, so let's move on. We got a win from that, of course. All right, the next one was actually a last-minute change because I sent a response to the individual because they asked for somebody who was 60, and I said, oh, this guy isn't 60. By the time I got around to actually looking for a third team, this person had responded and changed it. So, our third team today was suggested by SB Games. That's Sam Bob, by the way. And SB Games wanted to see, and this was the change, actually. So, hold on a minute. We're going over to Thunder, and this is going to be Kato. I believe he was asking for PZ Ronan. I think that was it, PZ Ronan. And he's still, again, he's one of the Forsaken, and he's still 60. All right, our next individual is over here in Nature, and this is going to be... We do have a little bit of a problem here. You'll notice it in a minute. But I think they can overcome. All right, so we have this fellow here. I never gave him the extra things there, did I? Yeah, it's too late to do that now. The last individual is the head scratcher, I suppose. Let's go with the... Where is... I think I understand why he was here initially, by the way. I'll talk about that in a minute. He's... Where is... There he is. Reptile. I'm guessing it was because of who was there previously. You know, PZ Ronan was kind of a damage dealer and such. But, of course, Hornet is... He does damage, but he's also kind of denialish and supportish, too. I'm guessing we're counting on him going first. So, let's... I got to remember to fix Levy. I just completely slipped my mind. All right, so let's see. What are we going to do here? I want to do the Kihaku over here on the left. See, I got to realize that I don't have high-level guys here, though. You know what? I'm going to hit the refresh. I got one 105, and I got 100 and a 105. So that's what I got. I think up the middle would probably be the fairest. I'm definitely not doing this one. No, that would be a big mistake. I'm looking on either side, actually. All right, I want to just go up the middle. I'm hoping that Hornet is faster than... I believe that he is fast. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty... Oh, there's some support speed. Hold on a minute. 62... Good. That should work. I do have to do something about this individual down here, though, so let's go. All right, I'm thinking we go right for the blind. Total blind, that is. Who do I want to hit with this? I would want to get rid of Dungeon Keeper. You got him, and that's it. Okay, this is gonna... Okay, do I want to use this one, or do I want to do this one? I think the activation is probably a better idea right now. So... Okay, that could have been worse. All right, let's see. What are we doing here? Total life, minor blind, shock. Boom. Because I would like to get rid of Dungeon Keeper. Dungeon Keeper is kind of ugly. All right, and now we can go... Oh, wait a minute. What do you got for this one? Oh, curse to everyone. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, now he doesn't have any stamina. I don't have any positive status effects. Oh, nanovirus. Oh, why don't we just finish you off? You guys got some big problems. Okay, leave Leafy alone. All right, improve. Who's going next? Oh, you're going. Yeah, but it's all your attacks are percentages, so it doesn't matter. Why don't we just give that to him? Anti-Brutus system. Yeah, I might as well. Protects us from, like, possession coming from, Okay, so do you have any kind of damage that we could really do? Yeah, actually, that's going to hurt. Even... Oh, it's low damage. What about this one? But that's only a single target. Activate cooldowns on 1, get an extra turn. Ooh. I suppose we just do this. I mean, you're dead, right? Yeah. Okay, that worked out. I mean, if you want to give me gems, you can do that. Okay, I'll take those. Get those last cells, right? Okay, that's a wide berth right there. There's a whole lot of options right there. Except 2 of them aren't really options, right? Okay, so that was victorious. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about Leafy there. He needs speed because his stuff is just ridiculously good. All right, probably have to rank him up too. But it's just his, I believe his rank 1. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Somebody's rank 1 wasn't good. I think his rank 1 actually is good. All right, so let's go with our 4th and final team. Our 4th and... Oh, let me do this first. We'll do it from here. Our 4th and final team was suggested by Mark Coles. And Mark wanted to see... All right, we're starting over in light. And this is going to be Spyro. Next, we're going over to metal for denial. And this is going to be... Porky. And finally, over in water, we're looking for Tank. And there he is. All right, so he's going to start off doing single target taunting. If he gets the opportunity, he will go mega taunt. So it's a matter of Porky taking away stuff. Okay, I don't want to do these guys. I mean, the thing is, if you take the stamina away from Nitro Blaster, he's just as helpless as the others, right? Oh, yeah, right. You know what? Why don't we just do that? Oh. I forgot. All right, so let me go over here. I actually had some available too already, so I'll just grab both of them because otherwise I will forget. All right, we're going back in. All right, and let's do this team over here. Support speed, but who are you supporting? You got to be supporting somebody, otherwise what's the purpose, right? Okay, and as for you up here... Tee-hee! You're not an artifact anymore. Oh, wow, look out. We're in trouble. By the way, you're going, Mega Taunt. Alright, let me see. How would you guys like some... Oh, you took that off of him already, didn't you? That was very mean of you. Alright, Drowning. I should have gone with the Curse. So why don't I do the Curse here? Alright, let's think. You don't have any stamina. Nightmares and stamina for us. Ouch, that hurt so much. Alright, let's see. Heavy damage, mega possession, and total blind to one enemy. That'll just kill you. I guess maybe a little bit alive. Possession to immunity. She doesn't have that. And apply curse. Alright, we'll just do that. It's not going to do anything to him. I'm counting on Spyro to actually do the damage there. Guard down and sunburn. Okay, she's dead. And then there was one. So we'll just take your stamina away. And we'll go back. Okay, what is this one? Applies evasion to all allies, removes positive status effects from enemies, massive light damage and ignite. Yeah, but he's not going for a while, right? I mean, look at the numbers up there. I think this is all I need. Yeah, no one's going to take that off you this time. By the way, here, have some of that. And some curse. And then heavy damage and mega possession. Okay, and then we're just going to... Here, all kinds of fun things for you. Now we'll do this. Yeah, that skill of Dracarys is just amazing. Alright, so boom. Okay, that's pretty cool of you. Thank you very much. Alright, and we're done. As a matter of fact, I want to make sure I don't forget about that because he was very nice to give that to me. So where is... Okay, boom. Okay, so I get 5 more. That's pretty much where I'm going to be finishing that up. Maybe go for the gems, but probably just 5 more of those cells. Eventually, when you get them up to 100, you can go through the Amber Dungeon, so it'll take a long time, by the way. If you got one of them, you get 5 a day, and if you got 3 and you do all of it, you get 30 a day, so it's going to be a grind. Gee, I wonder if there'll be packages of Amber cells for sale. Nah, I'm just a suspicious type. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. So remember, you're going to have a challenge tomorrow. It's probably going to be Chronoxian Guard. It's going to be like a 1-day thing, I would guess. And then we're probably going to have like a 4-day, progressive island there for Kronks. And we have a breeding thing. There's probably going to be fire creatures where you can get tokens. And, if you don't really have them already, you're probably not trying very hard. So just saying. Remember, Tokens Dungeon, you just go down there and get 2 of each right there, right? And just watch videos. There'll be plenty of opportunities to get them. But we'll be talking about Vandecken again in the future, no doubt. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. So thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya!